I do not.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Learning Fives EU show match for today. The only show match we have today. I am Penguin God, joined here by Inti Health of all people. Welcome, Inti.
Thank you very much.
So we are hopping right into picks and bans. I will give the audience a small spoiler. We do have the picks and bans done in pro draft prior. The So these picks won't be a surprise to us, but they will be a surprise to you, and we will be evaluating them as they come through. But we have the two teams, Glorious Capital Skype versus Warwick's Bizzare Adventure, and the bands seem pretty focused here. The Janna, Tom, Kench, and Nivea, a lot of that hitting the support role, and then Azir, Aurelia, and Ari, a lot hitting the mid role, and then Aurelia just getting picked out. But it's a Malphite versus Cho'Gath in the top lane. Now, what do you think about this matchup here?
Well, I think the Cho'Gath wins pretty early, just because of the range advantage and abilities set up ganks easier than the Malphite pre-6. But maybe after the 6 power spike, the Malphite can do some stuff. But Cho'Gath definitely has some lane priority over Malphite.
Yep, I agree. He's able to clear the waves a lot easier. He's going to be able to regen his mana a lot easier as well. Trundle and the Sejuani, it's going to be kind of like a tank versus tank matchup, but Trundle might build damage, and that can be kind of scary for Sejuani. But the mid lane is kind of where I want to put a lot of my attention with the Orianna versus Galio. Both of these have so much team fight pressure with each of their ults and a lot of the CC coming out from Parianthos there, and so. excuse me, the each of these mid laners is going to have their work cut out for them in team fights. I will say though, that the glorious capital of Skype, they have such a good wombo combo with Malphite ult and Orianna ult. That's going to be really interesting to see how they can make that happen if they have um, a good enough synergy to do that. I will say though that Ben Debo is just using an alternate account, and so we don't necessarily condone that, but his main account, he got locked out of it, so we're letting him use a separate account, but so he may not have everything set up the way he likes it on this account, but we'll see. In the bot lane, we have Xayah Alistar versus Callisto Rakan. Now, we will tell you that in Pro Draft, Xayah was first picked by GCS, whereas Rakan Callisto was the next round. So maybe, just maybe, Warwick Bizzare Adventure wasn't ready to give over the combo. What do you think?
I definitely believe that's the case. They didn't respect it in the picks and bans. Zaya is possibly one of the best AD carries on this patch, maybe next to Kaisa, and they were not ready to give the Zaya Rakan combo. So I think it was kind of a fast pickup, so they didn't have any answers for it. However, I do think each team has the ability to make proactive plays. It's really going to be based off of who makes the proactive plays that I think will be winning these team fights. Um, though I will say the uh, Oriana team, they can definitely make reactive instead of proactive with the Malphite ult and the Oriana ult compared to the Sejuani and Galio.
Yeah, it seems a lot like the two teams are coming out here. The Glorious Capital of Skype built a team comp. They built this reactive team comp where they're gonna follow Warwick's Bizarre Adventure to whatever they want to do. But Warwick's Bizarre Adventure is gonna obviously get there first with all of their movement abilities, and they're ready to go. But they will have to see how they do that in game because it can be kind of hard to coordinate that if you aren't familiar with each other. Can you touch on that into the teamwork that's going to be required in this game?
The for the Warwick's Bizarre Adventure, they're going to have to set up their team fights with Sejuani going in with Rakan secondary and Galio um, picking up the last. They don't actually have a lot of damage on the side of WBA. It's really just the Callista late game, and then some sprinklings of Galio mixed in with the Cho'Gath ult. But if Callista ever gets popped, that's a game over for that team fight.
Yeah.
Much compared to the Oriana and Xayah, there's more damage with the Trundle sapping the tank stats of the Sejuani or Cho'Gath. They have a lot more damage and more versatility on their side, I'd say.
Yeah, I will admit the damage coming out from Warwick's Bizarre Adventure is solely focused on Callista, and Callista's damage is kind of mediocre in the mid and late game unless she gets really far ahead. So that's gonna be a big factor in this game. But the comp coming out from Glorious Capital Skype has a lot more damage with the Oriana and Xayah. Even Malphite can get a lot of damage, and so can Trundle. So we'll have to see how that plays out in game. But as we're counting down the spectator delay, we're gonna send it over to a quick break with some music. We'll be back in just a minute. Do not touch that browser. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're out of that break into game, onto the Rift. We have on the blue side Team Glorious Capital of Skype, uh, with Bendibo in the top lane, Ship in the jungle, Nath in the mid lane, Hollow on the AD carry position, and Cardonos in the support position.
And on the red side, we have for Warwick's Bizzare Adventure, Noxian Dream on the Cho'Gath, S8 Jungle on the Sejuani, Paranthos on the Galio, AD carry name I'm not going to be able to pronounce, but Jujavon, and Gaizi on the support.
Yep, and in this game we see that they're just having like a 5-point start, so pretty simple, nothing major going on there. Bendibo kind of moving forward, but that's going to be about all that happens from there. What do you want to see these laners do right at the start?
For the side of Warwick's Bizzare Adventure, I'd like to see the the Cho'Gath push in the Malphite. For mid lane, Orianna has better pressure than the Galio early, and then for bot lane, Xayah Alistar should be stronger than the Rakan Kalista, but it's all going to be based off of skill matchup, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I will talk very briefly on the skin choices this game. Noxian Dream has chosen one of my favorite Cho'Gath skins. The only one that I like more is the skeleton, just because he gets so big. There's no meat on his bones. It's just kind of hilarious. But we see that the teams are kind of having a regular start here. Nothing too major going on. I will say that S8 Jungle has decided to go for the Aftershock over Fleet Footwork. Fleet Footwork is generally taken to sustain yourself in the lane, or not in the lane, sorry, in the jungle, so that you're not too low when you're going for ganks. Aftershock is better in the mid and late game, but she's gonna be feeling that really bad at this point in the game right now, where he's taking a lot of damage from that blue buff, just getting smacked up by it, and we'll have to see how that affects his play, because Ship is going to be a lot healthier. You saw him go for basically a full jungle clear with red buff, Raptors, Wolves, and going to his blue buff now. He's got a much healthier clear, but you already see jungle in the bot lane.
Yeah, we see it, but I don't really see how this is going to be anything unless the side of GCS goes in for whatever reason. I don't know why they opted to go the red buff start.
Looks like they are engaging though. Geisty goes in, S8 Jungle gonna try and follow up. Nothing happens, everything missing. Geisty taking a lot of damage on the disengage, but in the top lane, Ship is gonna try and catch an Noxian Dream here. They don't have a whole lot of hard CC. Noxian Dream gonna flash out, gets hit up a couple of times, and the kill's not going over. Noxian Dream getting out, only burning his flash there.
Yeah, on the bot side, I think that was actually a worse trade for the WBA, but it's glad to see that the GCS Trundle was able to answer on the top side and actually get something.
Yeah, he did get something out of it. Oh, but Paranthos getting real low in the mid lane. First blood going over to Ship there. Good gank by him, but a re-engage on the bot lane. Cardonos getting a stun on the Jujavon. Jujavon getting real low already. Not having to burn heal though. Having to use his potion early in this lane. No more kills going over. No more summoner spells burn in the bot lane, but that's about all that happened there.
You hate to see that in the mid lane. That was one of the weaker lanes for the Galio. It is lucky that his opposing mid laner didn't pick up the kill, but he's not going to like losing all the CS.
Yeah, that's a lot of CS is going to be losing, getting to that tower. And I will mention that the part of that CS is that cannon minion, and that has been changed in the most recent patch, that the cannon minion is worth 3 more gold every wave, and worth even more gold at the start of the game. So it's pretty bad that he's going to miss out on that. That's a huge chunk of gold not going his way, and that's why CS differentials matter even more, because that kind of implies that when you're down CS, that also implies that you're missing those cannon minions. And so That is just so much gold you're not getting, and that's kind of a big change that Riot made to the game, where cannon minions mean even more than they did before. Cannon minions before were just kind of like a good addition, a good bonus, and like you kind of played around it where you could back when on a cannon minion wave, so that you wouldn't lose as much lane CS, and especially if it was matching your tower, because cannon minions take a lot more damage from turrets, and so they people would go back with a full wave coming towards them with a cannon minion, and the cannon minion would take the brunt of the tower shot so that you can get the lane CS when you got back. But now you don't want to do that anymore. You want to grab cannons, but Ship is mid lane again, tries to go in. Pillar coming out, Paranthos trying to run around. Shockwave hitting him. Paranthos getting so low, already has to flash over the wall. 200 HP on Paranthos, but he does manage to walk away. But Noxian Dream going to try and hit up Bendigo in the top lane. Nothing looks like any come of it though.
The 2-level difference in mid lane is really starting to hurt Parantheos. He can't step up in this lane at all, and if you don't have mid lane priority, you're going to have a hard time rotating around the map.
Exactly. So, NT, do you want to touch on what's going on in the bot lane here with the CS differential? How is this going to affect the mid game?
To be honest, it's just, I think Kallista's just not as good of a laner as Xayah. Xayah does everything Kallista wants to do, but earlier, is starting to make this CS differential way too high. So Sejuani shouldn't be able to roam into the jungle at all. The Sejuani doesn't have mid or bottom priority, so that was extremely dangerous. Like, even though it worked out, you shouldn't always do things just because they work out. So.
Yeah, it's
But with
kind of
that
hard
bot,
it's kind of hard to hard to recognize plays you don't want to do when they end up working out. You can burn a lot for something and still get a kill out of it, but it really amounts to what you get after the kill, the lasting effects of the kill, because kills are only temporary. The champions are only down for like 15 seconds at this point in the game, so it doesn't really matter. But if you burn a flash, if you burn a summoner spell, if you burn something, that's the important thing.
this Sejuani was spending way too much time bot lane, starting to fall into that trap of seeing that multiple lanes are losing, so he's trying to help their lanes and slowing down on their CS and their jungle clear themselves.
SA Jungle kind of at a loss of what to do here. He knows that his camps are up on the top side, but he's not even on that side. His blue buff is up, so he's likely going to jump over the wall and grab that, and try and grab Gromp afterwards, but
interesting part of mid, his Galio's starting to be able to clear the waves. He's getting, being able to walk up towards the Orianna. The match is starting to shift a little bit, even though he was so far behind early.
He is able to clear out those caster minions pretty easily now, and that's part of the change that kind of hurts Galio, is caster minions are worth a lot less gold now. So even though he's able to clear those out really easily, he doesn't get as much benefit from it as before. Yes, they are still minions to clear, and that's wonderful, that's great, but he doesn't get as much gold from it. So being able to clear those out and those only kind of hurts him a little bit, but he is able to sustain up in this lane with that catalyst. He doesn't fall too far behind. There's only about a 10 CS lead for mid and bot lane on the side of Glorious Capital of Skype, so it's kind of hard to determine how far they're going to get in this game. They do have about a 1,500 gold lead with those CS leads and that kill, but yeah, that's a big stall out right now. I think that Warwick's Bizzare Adventure are going to try and stall this game out and try and get their AD carry really far into the late game. That's kind of how I think they're going to win this game, is if they get to that late game and their AD carry can just kite around and do a bunch of damage.
We again see Sejuani trying their friggin' best to...
Ooh, Paranthos really low, though.
Oh.
Flash coming out from Ship Nath there, getting the kill, though. Tower going to take him down, but in the bot lane, we see Negate Shooter Javon getting real low, taken out by the Ignite and the auto attack. SA Jungle trying to go on to hit Hollow after that. Hollow getting stunned up. SA Jungle taking him out, but now Cardonos is the target. Gonna get the headbutt pulverized onto Guidesy. Guidesy taking about half HP, and that's gonna be all. 2 kills going over trade for Jujavon. So 2 for 2, but mid laners traded their lives instead of the AD carries. But that's really important because Hollow did get a kill in that. There was Noxian Green trying to grab the red buff, doesn't get it. He does not have feast up, so the smite's just gonna grab it. Nice headbutt there by Cardono's to stop Gaidsy from backing, but Noxian Dream to grab up this ward that was placed by a ship. S8 jungle aggroed the dragon, and so now he's
Yeah,
really
he's
low.
not gonna get that without help.
No, he's definitely not.
For the bot lane, it's kind of concerning to get a 1-for-1 in a 2v3. Either you have to start focusing that more, or that's going to start snowballing, since the 80 carry that was already ahead got the kill in a 2v3. So I would like to see what GC will be. Oh, and its pause has happened.
Yep, we do have a pause coming out. That was expected. The players were joking about that in pre-game lobby to expect a pause at some point this game. So I guess we found it, huh?
Hopefully one of the only pauses. So
Yep.
we'll see.
We do limit each team to 15 minutes of a pause. If they go past that 15 minutes, they forfeit the game. And then if the delay keeps happening for another 10 minutes after the during a break, they forfeit the next game as well. We have had that happen once. There was one game that I casted where one player had connection issues, and they had to like go restart their router, and it still wasn't working, and they ended up not being able to play for 45 minutes. And we sat there for the allotted time, which was I think 25 minutes total, and they ended up having to surrender the series. And we heard later that they took like 45 minutes to get their internet back. So glad we have that time limiter, so we don't want to waste too much time. But we are only a minute into this pause. It shouldn't be too bad. We can hear chat is turned off for the spectator client for the stream, but we hear them talking to each other, so that's great. Yeah. Oh, I get word that the pause was about 2 minutes because Discord bug, but we are back into the game now, which is great.
One interesting thing to note, the Cho'Gath is actually behind CS on top. So it looks like a lot of the matchups that were favored are starting to even out a bit, except maybe the bot lane. But we'll see how this dynamic goes once Alistar returns to the lane.
Yeah, Cho'Gath is only down about a handful of CS, so that really isn't too bad. That isn't going to be the worst for him, so I don't expect him to really feel that. He is going to end up being down about 10 CS, 9 CS maybe, in the lane, so it shouldn't be too bad. But Paranthos is down about 15 CS, and Jujavon is actually keeping up with Hollow in CS, especially with that with the deaths being traded. They both lost a bunch of CS, but Gaitzia is gone for the Frostfang in this lane, trying to get a lot of the poke off. But I feel like Rakan's trying usually go coin. What do you think about that, Inti?
I know I personally always go with the Spell Thieves, but that's only because I like going in all the time. And with that Callista, you don't really have as much of an option to go in. She doesn't have...
Oh, but Cardano's going in, getting a stun on Jujavon. Jujavon, half HP already. Taking so low, Jujavon. The Blade Caller coming out, but Gaitsi's not able to get the ult on to hit Hollow. Having to flash out. Gaitsi real low already. Ooh, Cardono's getting the headbutt pulverized. Bendibo getting the ult onto Kalista, and bot lane going down. Nice teleport by Bendibo there.
It was a nice teleport, but the Cho'Gath also had that TP, so I think there was a missed call there where they could have answered with their TP and at least forced them from not diving their bot lane. That's such a huge power shift with the first turret going over and the Drake along with that.
They do get the Rift Herald, which is kind of good. They can grab a tower in another lane somewhere, but they do lose 2 kills and they lose a tower for it, and they're also going to lose this dragon because Ship is already there and whacking away on it. They're just going to help him get the rest of it down. You see one cheese wheel going over to the dragon there, but Noxian Dream not really able to kill the tower after that teleport. You'll see, you'll likely see Bendibo just walk his way up there. Ooh, but Paranthos getting engaged on headbutt pulverize onto him. Low cheese wheel getting him. Kill going over to Bendibo 2-0 on this Malphite, making big plays.
Making crazy big plays. One thing I would have wanted seen differently on the bot lane was giving solo gold to that AD carry, just to put them that much farther ahead. But that's just more a nuance. But that call to go mid lane was pretty crazy there.
Yeah, I don't think Paranthos was expecting it. He also burned Flash. He tried to get over. He got over the wall, but the cheese wheel ended up following him over because that's how that ability works. So, well played by Bendibo to grab that kill up for him. A 2-0 Malphite is actually kind of terrifying because One thing about Malphite is if he gets behind, he's just an ult. He's literally just an R button waiting to happen. But when he's ahead, he's an unstoppable force that you can't deal with. It's so hard for someone to deal with a Malphite when he's so much gold up. He's got an Abyssal Mask. He's going to be grabbing up armor, especially because Jujavon is like the only threat on the enemy team. So the turret is going to get hit up by the Rift Herald. Rift Herald is going to be taken out, though, by ship. Teleport coming in for Noxian Dream. The team fight can happen. They're going to try and dive the tower, but as a jungle taking real low. Vital was taking him out. He still has a Glacial Prison. Hero's Interest coming in, Glacial Prison coming in as well. Knock up coming in, right there, taunt going down. Ooh, nice shockwave. Blue side getting so many kills. Guy's gonna be taken out next. And an ace coming out for Glorious Capital of Skype. Wow.
That was a desperation play right there from the side of WBA. That Rift Herald was never going to get anything, and it didn't look like they were communicating correctly. Half of them were diving, half were running away, and then the other half were diving, the other half was running away. So we definitely saw some miscommunication there, while the side of GCS were all together and on the same page.
Yeah, they understood that they were trying to dive, and I'm not sure if that was the right call. They were trying to dive to get the tower. I don't think it was worth it. When you're that far behind already, you're not going to be able to do that. So, misplay there by Warwick's Bizzare. Warwick's Bizzare Adventure. They need to correct this coming into game 2, and I don't think they're going to win this game, considering they're 8,000 gold behind, almost 9,000 at 15 minutes. That's almost insurmountable. There is a Riot statistic where they have a policy on how gold leads affect remaking games, and so they will not remake a game if they consider the gold lead to be insurmountable, unwinnable for the other team. And the way they determine that is if the gold lead is more than a third of the enemy's total gold. So, for example, a third of the total gold for red side is about 7,000. And the gold lead for blue side right now is 9,000. So this is not a game they would remake, because they consider this unwinnable for red side. Paranthos is really low though. I don't know how that happened.
He decided to fight the Orianna that was 3-1 and 6.
Rip Cardono's headbutt pull for Rising to grab a kill for himself. That has to feel bad for Paranthos. I think honestly all of Warwick's Adventure right now are feeling kind of bad. They're not sure. I don't think they know how to end up winning this game. So, Inti, how would you feel that they need to go about winning this game?
To be honest, I don't see an easy way, but trying to wave clear, making plays at this point, unless you know you have the member advantage, the team member advantage, you're not gonna win any of them. And they're kind of eggs in the basket team comp of Callista being the only damage is falling apart because Callista is so far behind.
Noxian Dream getting hit up a lot here. The headbutt getting him in. Ignite on him though. Noxian Dream gonna try and turn around, but Ship is here. Geitzy going in, trying to get the ult. The ult gonna get in, top people in, but that's gonna be all that there is. Just trying to save Noxian Dream's life. Quickness not really showing up very well there.
That Sejuani ult was fantastic though. That kept the Cho'Gath alive, and it might not keep this tower alive, but extra gold going over to GCS is at this point not possible. But though staying for this tower is such an issue, and I think if the Orianna had pulled the trigger faster on that ult, they probably would have gone down for the Rakan.
Yeah, that's pretty rough on them considering, but Bendibo looking at SA at jungle here, but it's kind of like a tank fight, but the rest of the team is there. Bendibo hitting that up. Ooh, the ult going on to Geitzy. Geitzy going down to Nath. Getting kind of bursted out there. 4-1 and 6 is this Orianna. And we see that Cardonos is going to go in again onto Jujavon. Jujavon hitting the hero's interest on him, but he's going to get stunned up. Jujavon healing himself, trying to get out. But Paranthos, right in the thick of things, going to try and dash his way out. Does get out, but the turret is going to be the next focus. Shockwave not quite available yet. Only ult available for GCS is going to be that Blade Caller, and that isn't really a good engage tool. But there isn't any ults, any useful ults on the side of Warwick's Adventure. So They're going to disengage, they're going to back up. They did get a bunch of towers, a lot of gold. The dragon is up in 10 seconds, so they're likely going to go down there next. And so we see Nath roaming mid to try and grab out the CS. It's going to bounce on the tower soon. So this is going to be trying to wrap up this game in an 11,000 gold lead at 18 minutes. That's I don't personally, I don't think that unless glorious capital of Skype seriously misplays in the next 2 minutes and throws their lead, gives up like a Baron, gives up everything, gives up a couple towers, like unless they give up every single standing objective in this game, there's no way that Warwick Bizzare Adventure wins this game. That's just such a big gold lead. But I will say that just with the way gold leads are, if the gold lead doesn't increase as the game goes on, excuse me, that golden lead matters less and less. The less, the less, the longer the game goes on, the more overall golds in the game, the less a gold lead matters. And so, if they can stall it out for longer, then maybe, just maybe, they can potentially win this game. But Noxian Dream isn't that tanky. He's just got the Abyssal Mask and like a cloth armor, and that's about it. So we'll have to see how they do that and stall it out. They have to grab waves and stuff. But
one thing I would say on the side of WBA is they're making some calls that they're not making calls that they could easily have done. That dragon that just went down here, that could have been WBA. The team was backing on GCS, and they could have taken that dragon. And then they also saw the 80 carry solo farming bot. While
and they're going to grab him up. Jajavon, dead to the Ignite, but all it takes it up.
I wasn't talking about that 80 carry, but good on the GCS. They saw the Xayah farming bot, and they could have easily engaged mid, because that's the only time you're ever going to win, is a numbers disadvantage on this side of the team. But they just decided not to pull the trigger, and they look to be bleeding out, to be completely honest. They're not making any type of plays that are stalling the game or getting any type of advantages here.
Yeah, all the that's the final tower down outside of the base for Warwick Bizzare Adventure. Now, this can be the kind of the hard part, is breaking the base. You kind of have to win a team fight to do so. The Kalista doesn't have the best wave clear, and neither does Paranthos, but if they can be together in a lane, and Paranthos can clear out the casters while JJ1 clears out the melees, then it can happen, but it's still going to be rough. It's still going to be hard to clear out the waves and try not to let the push into tower, but I will say that GCS is kind of dawdling around. Baron is up. They don't really have much vision around it. They aren't setting up for it very well, and they just aren't closing this game out very quickly. They could have tried to push it even harder, considering they have such a gold lead. They have such an item lead. Like, look at mid lane. There's literally a full item lead for Nath over Paranthos here. A fully stacked Seraphs, like everything is in their favor, and they aren't pushing that advantage anymore. They're still playing it safe, and I think they can. I think at this point you can afford to not play it safe. But SA Jungle is going to be the target, and nothing's going to happen because she's going to dash away. Bendibo's looking for something on that Malphite.
To be honest, I think they're wasting time. They could just be doing Baron. If the WBA decides to contest it, peel off it, and kill them, they can't fight you, so just do the Baron. Wasting time here just lets the WBA manage the waves some more. Also, would you like to look at that Rakan build? I think that's going into a Frozen Heart, which is not something I'd ever want to see on Rakan personally. He's not going to be a tank.
Yeah, I don't...
You see the Baron's going down right there.
Yeah, Baron does get taken down, like you said. WBA not being able to contest that, and I think this Baron buff is going to spell the doom for WBA here, but... Yeah, that Rakan build, not necessarily the best thing to do. You kind of want to just get, like, engage tools, maybe even, like, a redemption at this point. Like, you're not really going to have a Frozen Heart do very well for you. You don't even have the HP for it. You don't have a lot of base HP to work with. You don't have a lot of scaling HP to work with. And so the HP isn't there, but the ult coming in on an Noxian Dream. Noxian Dream going to hit up Nero's entrance going down. Does knock up one, but that's going to be it. Rampage for Hollow, Rampage for Nath. A lot of kills going down, but the return kill on the Malphite, that's going to be it, though. Jujavon, the next target. Cardona's just walking at him. Not a whole lot he can do, but Jujavon does get pretty low, dies to the Xayah getting spammed on. The tower not quite going down because they don't have minions yet, but the minions do show up. Ace gonna make sure that that inhib goes down. They might try and push for the win, but I don't think they'll do it. Only 15 seconds left. They do decide to back out.
Yeah, and it felt like there was slight miscommunication with the GCS fight. The Malphite went in, and there was definitely like some slow reaction time on both sides of the teams. The WBA was not expecting the ult, and it didn't look like the GCS team were looking at that ult either. It just felt like it was slightly mistimed, but they're so far ahead it doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, I agree that there's just such an insurmountable gold lead. That's 16,000, 24 minutes. There's almost a gold lead that's equal to the number of minutes in the game. That's something that I haven't seen almost ever. I mean, maybe in my solo queue games, but other than that, yeah, this is kind of hard. But the Glorious Capital of Skype still isn't pushing their advantage too hard. They're just kind of relaxing at this point. Cardono's gonna headbutt Noxy Dream over the wall, and that's gonna be all that happens there. But they are doing kind of a split push for Bendy Bows in the bot lane, and the rest of the team is topside, but Hollow is not there. He's still roaming over there, and I can see at this point Warwick Bizzare Adventure roaming for something as a 5-man. They could potentially get a kill. They do still have damage. They do exist, but Noxy Dream's not in a good spot here. Cardono's likely just going to hit him into his team. He does not do it right. He does hit him away. Noxy Dream going to get out. The Subjugate coming out from ship doesn't have any effect. Poorly played there by Cardonos. He could have easily gotten a kill for his team, but SA Jungle going to re-engage, gets SA Jungle into his team. Nath in the middle of people gets a shockwave on the 3. Knockup coming in from Geitzy doesn't do a whole lot. The quickness coming in, Noxy Dream getting real low though. Geitzy having to run away. Noxy Dream going to get taken out by Ship. Ship getting the kill onto him, and Hollow going to try and hit up this tower with a Baron buff. Still active, doesn't get the tower. Inhib next target. Geitzy and Paranthos real low already. Bendy looking to engage, does get it onto Paranthos. Paranthos going down to Cardonos. Cardono's on the killing spree on this Alistar. They're going to rotate mid to try and grab up these Nexus towers. Ult coming out. Geitzy missing it. Oh, on the fountain, dying to Hollow. Geitzy trying to go back in, dies again. And that is going to be game 1. Going over to the glorious capital of Skype.
Yeah, and it felt like right there Warwick's Bizzare Adventure didn't realize what their own comp was, which is if you don't have Callista damage dealer, you should never fight, and they decided to fight up by that red buff, while Callista was putting a bunch of spears inside of a melee minion. So they were not prepared for this kind of team comp, and I wouldn't want to see this kind of team comp in game 2, to be completely honest. It's just too one-dimensional, and maybe if the Callista just gets extraordinarily far ahead, it works. But there's too many options on the side of GCS for engaging with the Malphite ult, the Ori ult, the Alistar. There's just too many ways to kill the Callista. So even if the Callista had gotten ridiculously far ahead, I just don't see how this team fight comp works comparatively to the GCS here.
Yeah, but we'll have to see what they change going from game 1 to game 2. I think Warwick's Bizzare Adventure needs to completely rethink their game plan, because Glorious Capital of Skype just outshined them in every single way there. But we're going to send it off to a break while the teams discuss picks and bans. So we'll send it to some music, and we'll be right back.
The sunlight begins to fade now, and I feel like I'm losing time, but I don't know how I'm here. The sunlight has turned to gray, and I feel like I'm losing love again. I don't know how I'm here.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into game two of this EU show match, the last one of the weekend. I am Penguin God, and we have swapped out Inti Health for Companion to be. Um, how you feeling, Comp?
Uh, Honestly, I'm pretty excited to be here. I'm excited to be better than NT pretty much.
Strict upgrade XD. So, yeah, that was interesting. Interesting. We have a couple picks and bans coming out. This was already done in Pro Draft, so uh, the teams are getting underway. We already know what's gonna happen here. We already know the top lane picks. It's gonna be an absolute snooze fest. It's gonna be Scion, and spoiler alert, this is gonna be the big boy Darius. And this match seems pretty heavily in favor of neither of them because it's boring AF, and I guarantee that spectator camera is not gonna care about it.
Now, you know what? I can definitely see there being some action up on this top lane, especially with the junglers. I don't want to spoil who Warwick's Bizarre Adventure is about to pick,
hmm
but it's not Warwick. We know that much.
Yes, considering glorious capital of Skype has picked up the Warwick for themselves, so we'll have to see if Warwick's Bizarre Adventure can deal with their own namesake in this game. Uh, it's going to be interesting to see. I have to see if that happens, but Nivea versus Ari, I think this is much in favor um, of the Ari, especially at level 6, and so the um, the Nibby doesn't really have a whole lot of ways to deal with Ari, especially if she can dodge out the stun, and she can dash out of the ult. She can dash out of pretty much anything that Paranthos is gonna try and do, and I feel like Nath can like run away with this game if he gets too far ahead. So I'll have to see how that works. As Kaisa being picked up as the bot lane for Hollow, I will mention that Jujavon picked up the Callista last game when Kai'Sa was available, but Xayah was their first pick, and Alistar was the first pick in the next round for them, where Kai'Sa and Rakan were the first round picked up for GCS. So Kai'Sa Rakan is a good pickup. It does do very very well into Xayah Alistar. So I expect GCS to kind of blow away this game again. But we'll have to see because SA Jungle on the Zet can make huge impact considering Kaisa and Darius are both extremely immobile champions, and if SA Jungle can have a huge impact on this game and gank those two lanes, get some kills off for their team, they might be able to snowball that.
Hmm I don't think we're gonna be seeing, in terms of you saying that it's going to be up to S8 Jungle to make plays for WBA, I'm going to have to agree with that one just because I don't think we're going to see Anivia roaming too much. Maybe to match Ari's roams, just because I know that Ari is a very mobile champion. She does want to get in there. She does want to try and blow up your AD carry. So I would not be surprised to see her roaming. Maybe we might be seeing some cheeky Scion ganks. I know that's always something that annoys me in my solo queue games. Scion running into your face.
hmm So
Yeah.
yeah, we do have that Scion unstoppable onslaught going to be coming in. And that can be something to play around considering he's going to be able to charge and hit up Darius, Kaisa, do a lot of CC, do a lot of damage, but that's kind of hard to hit sometimes, especially on these uh, semi-mobile carries, because Kaisa does have that extra movement speed, so that does help, but uh, he will likely be able to dodge out the Scion ult, and that can be something to watch out for, but what I want to see the most in this game is assuming if Forces Our Adventure are losing, and Noxian Dream kind of goes in for like a suicide engage where he's trying to go in, I want to see Paranthos wall him off and stop that. That is something that we hadn't touched on yet, is that Paranthos has that wall ability where he can just put up a wall in front of Noxian Dream, stop him from charging in, and then um, just make him real sad on this Scion.
So he's going to be stopping his own teammate.
Yeah, yeah. So that's gonna be Paranthos determining. Okay, is this a bad engage? Noxian Dream. All right, you need to chill. Put it up a wall. There you go.
Hmm. I do definitely like this. Just looking at the bans because I feel like we didn't touch on those too much. I do notice that Trundle ban. I definitely like it. I kind of watched the first game and I feel like it was super impactful there. So definitely glad they banned that one away. But
They
like you
also
said.
they also took away the Zaya Alistar, which is really good for them. And so they did take away a lot of picks that GCS had taken before. So that's gonna we're gonna have to see how that works out.
At the beginning of this champ select, Nath did have Ignite. I'm kind of surprised he decided to swap that out for Teleport, just because, like you were saying, Ari does definitely have the kill pressure in that lane before, well, even I guess at level 6. So I guess I am a bit surprised about that she didn't stick with
Hmm.
the Ignite.
Especially because the Ignite buffs, it's kind of harder for her to not get kills in this lane. But we'll have to see how that happens as we're going to wait out the rest of the spectator delay in some music. Don't touch that browser, we'll be right back. And after that quick intermission, we are into game for game 2 of Warwick Star Adventure versus the glorious capital of Skype. I'm still Penguin God, still joined here by Companion to be. We have the same teams, we have the same players, so we're not going to introduce them and waste your valuable earhole space. We will touch on a few things in this game, especially the starts by the supports in this game. Gaiti did go the Relic Shield, which is pretty normal, but Cardonos has taken the Spell Thieves there. What do you think about that comp?
Well, I don't know. I definitely like it into this melee support. You are going to be able to be getting a lot of autos off and a lot of Qs onto this Alistar just because, melee into ranged. At the same time, I'm not entirely sure if I'm too fond of it. I'm on the fence, definitely. Because once Alistar hits at level 2, you are going, like, in order to be getting those stacks off onto him or the AD carry, you're going to need to be putting yourself into harm's way for that. So I definitely prefer the coin start for Rakan, but I can see why he decided to go Spell Thieves, I suppose.
Spell Thief does get you generally more gold than coin, especially if you're engaging a lot. So I can understand that. It isn't the worst pickup. I just feel like the coin is a lot safer of a pick. So that can be kind of hard for them to play around. But
Hollow
already,
just stole blue buff.
did he really?
He did. So now you're gonna have Kai'Sa with a blue buff in the spot lane. I like it. I like it.
And that also puts Ship really, really, really far behind. That he isn't gonna get level 2 until after he takes his wolves. He's not gonna get level 3 for quite some time. SA Jungle's gonna be really far ahead of him. And what needs to happen right now is that Warwick's Bizzare Adventure needs to tell their entire team, look, Hollow has a blue buff. It sucks for the lane, yeah, kinda. But Geist is gonna go in, trying to get some damage. Does get return damage onto him though, about as much HP traded at this point. Ooh, the root not landing. Cardona's gonna get auto attacked as well, but so at this point they need. Oh my God, they're gonna re-engage. Jujavon getting hit up by Cardona's. Cardona's trading damage with Jujavon. Oh no, a Hollow gonna try and get the kill, but Jujavon is burning heal for it. Jujavon having to burn heal to keep himself alive, but wow.
I feel like that might have been a little bit of a miscommunication in that bot lane, just because Alistar did headbutt the very low Kai'Sa away as the root came out from Xayah. We do see the invade. Is S8 Jungle gonna find Ship? No, he's gonna get out. So, just jungler things.
Yep. So, talk to me a little bit about what you want to see out of these two junglers coming out at this point. You do already see an invaded by SA Jungle, but what more do you want to see?
So obviously now we know that Ship is going to be behind. He's losing his Raptors, which give a lot. Looks like S8 Jungle is going to be going for this early gank onto bo2, which I do really like because he is pushed up pretty far. And I guess he's going to see it, but...
Yeah, the engage coming in. SA Jungle does get the stretching strikes onto him, but the auto attack does come in. Bendibo's hitting real low already. Noxian Dream not going to be able to do it because the minions are blocking him. Minions doing a good job of protecting their top laner. Noxian Dream actually takes a lot of damage from the bleed and the minions, but Geit's going to try and go in, misses the pulverize after the headbutt. Because Cardonos was mid-dash, but he's going to re-engage. Misses, doesn't have a dash available to get out, but Cardonos getting real low. Cardonos under 200 HP, the ignite on him. Jujamon trying to flash in to grab the last auto. Doesn't quite get the kill. Cardonos super low. With a flash coming in, pulverize, headbutt out of there. Hollow not getting the kill. Flash burned, and 2 flashes down for Hollow and Cardonos. Cardonos looking aggressive, though. He might want to go back in. Does not choose to.
I'm trying to think about what happened down there, but looking at Ship, he is kind of looking at this bot lane, but so is S8 Jungle, so I wonder if we're going to see a fight in this jungle here. Ship is going to have to flash over that dragon wall just to get away from this very scary Zac. In the top lane, tanks are going to hit each other.
Yeah, tanks are just going to do tanky things, but Sion does do a lot of damage with that Soul Furnace, so kind of hard for Bendibo to be around him at this point. Especially because he hasn't backed quite yet. He does have that Rally Shield, which is going to help him a lot, but Noxian Dream, so much damage. Ooh, Bendibo almost getting hit, almost dying. Not quite getting it though, getting a lot of CS under a tower. Personally, if I was Noxian Dream, I would just go for it. But,
yeah, I think if I was Noxian Dream... Oh, he has no mana!
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Nothing more going to come of it. Oh, the Soul Furnace is going to go down. First blood on the Bendibo. Getting the return kill. Now,
I like
will
the disrespect of the Darius emote.
Exactly. I will say that Noxian Dream is even more inclined to win this game, considering I told him he can pick a song on stream if he wins a game on stream. So, Ship gonna go in and trying to get a return kill. Does grab it up, but SA Jungle misses the trenching strikes and the elastic slingshot. Ooh, it's Ship getting Nath's going so low in the mid lane. Paranthos getting re-hit up, but he does have passive, so he should be okay. Now imagine, if you will, comp that Nath had ignite there rather than teleport. That would have been a dead bird in the mid lane. That would have been some fried chicken for you.
Yep, for sure. And I think the one thing that I don't know, like I don't think the 2 teleports are worth so much that I guess she is teleporting back to lane now, but I almost feel like maybe I think if you want to go teleport on a mid laner, you should also be taking Unsealed Spellbook, because I think early you need to have that kill pressure from Ignite, because like you said, that would have been a dead Anivia. Because I didn't see, did Nath end up popping the passive?
No, he did not.
Okay, so
He was
an almost dead Anivia.
He was at under 100 HP, so that was about it there. So we do see that Nat did teleport in, and that was going to be the the teleport, which does help. But there's a lot of farm under this tower. But Bendibo can't really do a whole lot to get the CS, just because Noxie and Dream can do so well farming under tower. He is Darius. He is gonna have the extra damage to minions, and it's gonna be great because woo. Yay, this is like a snooze fest of a game already. Ooh, nice charm landing, and Pyrantha's getting hit up real hard there, but I will say though that Bendibo is 10 CS up already in this lane, only 8 minutes in.
Yep, and we do... Oh, there used to be a gold lead. There's no gold leads whatsoever. It is perfectly even across the board. Pyranthos is about 200 gold up in the mid lane, but it looks like Ship is heavily out farming. Oh no, they're equal. I guess it was the kill. So, 1-1. There goes the Anivia passive though.
Yeah, that Anivia passive being burned is really important, but oh, Cardono's going in onto onto Javon, sorry. Onto Javon getting hit up, but the heal being burned, the ignite going back out, Cardono's burning that hollow, getting hit up by minions quite a bit there actually, so I'm having to respect that and back up a bit, and he did go first item BF sword. Now usually on Kai'Sa we see kind of the I want to get all my upgrades pretty quick all at once, so the elastic screenshot coming in, trying to get the steal coming in. He does get it. Kai'Sa getting it so low, but re-engage. Cardona's getting so much damage, getting the stretching strikes to Javon, getting the kill on the Cardonas, the ignite taking down onto Hollow. Hollow not quite dying. Ooh, the ult coming in, infinite duress, but the unstoppable force is gonna go. Bendibo flashing in way of it. He might get the kill, but the fear coming out. Noxie and Dream gonna take it low. The Ship does grab the kill up for himself, and they're just gonna walk away.
Yeah, that was several things that happened. I definitely like that play in the bot lane because when they did engage onto Javon and they got that heal and they ended up using Cardonos' ignite, the Alistar was clearing vision in that mid lane. Of course, they didn't know that S8 Jungle was on the bot side. We could see him hiding in the tri-bush, so definitely made sense to re-engage that. So I would say he redeemed himself.
Oh, nice pull there, but really doesn't help him too much because he's still low. And then the excess main smash is going to hit him anyway, so full passive coming on to Noxie and Dream there, but oh boy. Now we should mention that at this point in the last game, there was so many there was such a big gold lead for GCS at this point. They might still feel like they have one, so they might try and make those big plays and mess it up because they aren't that far ahead. I will also mention that their team comp isn't that solid when they're ahead. They just kind of like have a run at you comp. Whereas WBA have a really good responsive comp. The Xayah really wants people to run into her so that she can root them up and just kind of stay back doing AD carry things, and that's about all that GCS wants to be doing. So they did draft that comp directly into the Xayah, considering it was first picked, so kind of a mistake on them in my opinion, where they didn't play around the Xayah very well, the Xayah pickup, so not 100% sure about how this is going to go in the mid and late game.
Yeah, and you know what? You said top lane was going to be a snooze fest, but I almost feel like mid lane may have been more boring.
Yeah,
right now.
Considering both these champions have massive amounts of wave clear, yeah, I can really see that. Top lane is about 20 CS in favor of Bendibo, though. He's going to get the apprehend and not going to get the spinning blades in.
Yeah, mid lane, they are within 5 gold of one another.
Yep.
So, good.
Real
Love it.
boring in that lane. Nath and Pyranthos just kind of being super boring. The only thing that would have made it more boring is if there was another wave clear champion for Nath that was even more like, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't interact with them. So like champions like Malzahar and stuff, you can't really interact with them because they just sit back and they put their poison on the wave, and that's about it. But
S8 Jungle is in this bottom lane again. Looking for something here. Cardonos is a level down. Probably going to be leveling up soon, but S8 Jungle is coming in for the lane gank.
Yep, and Ship is gonna go top, but the unstoppable onslaught coming in, but Jujavon's getting real low in this lane. Jujavon gonna get re-engaged on Cardona, grabbing the kill, got absolutely bursted. Hollow putting so much damage. Boy, that was a burst.
That was very poorly executed, I think, by Jujavon, because he engaged, he went all in, and his jungler, I'm gonna say, was half a screen away. So, no, not half a screen away, a whole screen away. I didn't even realize SA Jungle was down there watching that.
Yeah, that was kind of poor communication on their part. Another charm landing onto Baranthos is not really gonna matter because it's Catalyst. They're not taking a couple tower shots just for memes, and yeah, Nath almost getting a lot of damage from that ult, but that's about what's gonna happen there. Yeah, they're probably gonna get some damage on this tower, not a whole lot though, because they want to get minions priority. And that's gonna be about all that happens there. I'm not sure that they're gonna get a whole lot more than that. But yeah, like you mentioned, the jungler was like half a screen away, so there wasn't a whole lot likely going to happen there, and I think that was kind of a miscommunication on their part. Maybe the team isn't quite on the same page as far as the communication goes, so maybe they need to work on that a little bit, but we don't really have any insight into that. But that is a kill advantage going over to GCS at this point. Can you speak to the mentality of GCS, considering they aren't as far ahead in this game as they were in the last game?
You know what, they might not be as far ahead. I'm not entirely sure how far ahead they were at 15 minutes, but they are still about 1,000 gold ahead, so there definitely is a lead going on. As this first blood turret goes down, there's no lead anymore, so yeah, that's cool.
The return kill on the turret, the first blood turret, sorry, goes down, and Ship is there, but nothing really going to come of it, considering he was spotted out on that war in the tri-bush.
Yeah, and this bot lane jungle, well, this bot side jungle, is completely lit up by the side of WBA. So they know where Ship is. They know, more importantly, I think they're going to know where he's not, considering he's been heading top for a lot of this time.
Yeah, they understand that he just went bot side. Now he's going to start roaming top, and now Noxian Dream needs to be safe, but he misses Decimating Smash, doesn't get anything from it. Noxian Dream is full armor at this point, kind of trying to deal with Bendibo. He is 30 CS down in that lane, so that's a pretty big deficit if you ask me. You don't really want to let a Darius get too far ahead, so yeah, it's pretty rough. Ship gonna pass over Finkward, does see it.
Thank goodness. But yeah, I am a bit surprised about this difference in the top lane, especially considering Noxian Dream did get that first blood onto Bendibo. Obviously Ship has been spending a lot more time, but it looks like we're gonna have 4v3 in this bot lane.
Yeah, Ship is here. Might try and get the infinite duress, but the fear gonna land first onto Geisy. Getting engaged on, but the quickness coming in, taunting people in, but re-engage coming out. Last slingshot gonna go. Unstoppable onslaught gonna hit up Nath. The nice curve. Ooh, nice infinite duress. Noxian Dream gonna get taken out by Ship. Ship getting a kill, but oh my god, the ult coming out from Anivia doing so much damage. Jujavon getting 2 kills, double kill shutdown on Ship. The elastic slingshot and the stretching try is gonna grab a triple kill for Jujavon. And that's the end of that fight.
I guess that's why you don't have a team fight standing on top of Anivia ult.
Yeah, I guess so. That was a good Anivia wall too, so that ended up getting so much damage for them, and getting that was probably about 500 or 600 damage on each of those people. So, oof. Oh, but Hollow gonna re-engage, gets the kill on Jujavon. They are gonna get the kill on the Hollow. No, wait, he flashes over the wall, but they are gonna return onto that Inferno Drake. He flashes the Master emote after getting a kill and getting out. That was kind of a meme on Hollow's part. That was great. I loved it.
Yeah, definitely satisfying to watch there. It was definitely good of her to get that kill back because she did get the shutdown gold. She is about 1,000 gold behind Xayah right now. So, you know, they did both just finish their first items, but Jujavon does have that zeal over her, so she's gonna want to be farming up and trying to equalize that as soon as possible. I think they just had to drop this Rift Herald because it timed out.
Yep.
So I don't know if top lane is where I would choose to put mine, but you do have the support on the top side, you have the jungler on the top side, but Anivia's going top, so wave clear. Yay.
Yay, wave clear. This will mean that the turret is going to get hit up. The roar actually pushes it away a little bit, but the dash just gets even bigger because of that. It doesn't really affect. Yeah, that was oh boy, a lot of damage onto that turret, but not going to quite get it. Geitzi is mid lane and might be looking for an engage on the nap, but Cardona is going to try and engage onto Geitzi. Geitzi getting a lot of CC onto it, but the damage misses, except Cardonos grabs up the kill after the charm lands from Nath. Javon gonna be the next target of Nath, but not really gonna happen.
Yep, and on the side of that fight, Ship was engaging onto Pyranthos, actually got that flash out of him. So.
Pyranthos is basically 1 HP at this point. The one auto attack is gonna kill him, but the ignite does get him. The ignite from Cardonos, because he went in, does kill him, pops that passive. Oh, the charm landing as he respawns. Good job by Nat to get more damage on him, but he's still alive at this point. Last exchange shot onto the Raptors. Does bounce 2 people in. Does get the damage down, but Jujavon going to put so much damage down. Another choke point for the Anivia. Ship not quite going down. Hollow getting so much damage onto him, but SA Jungle going to get taken out by Hollow. Hollow getting a return kill from the Anivia. And the Decimating Smash going to come in, but Bendibo gonna get so much damage on him. Noxian Dream flashing, just trying to get the kill, doesn't quite get it. 1 HP onto Bendibo. The minion's not quite doing it. Noxian Dream getting the Roar of the Slayer for the kill. But Nath isn't in a good spot now because Geist is gonna get headbutt Pulverize and try to get us done, but it doesn't land. Pyranthos not gonna quite get us done either.
So, taking stock of all that just happened, Warwick's Bizzare Adventure is about 1,000 gold up right now.
Yep.
I'm gonna say most of that is on the... Most of that's on the 80 carry in the mid lane, actually. Pyranthos has been kind of being sneaky. He's 20 CS up, and actually, he is 1,000 gold up over Nath. So, I guess the difference is mostly there. Dude, Javon is also super far ahead of Hollow right now. So, just across the board. I don't know, because Ship is pretty far ahead of S8 Jungle.
Yeah, that's
true. So I guess
true.
the jungler of Glorious Capital of Skype is keeping this gold difference not too large.
Yep, that's 3 kills and about 10 CS up that Ship has over SA Jungle here, so not 100% sure which team really has a major advantage. Then we have to look at the team fight potential of each of these teams now. I feel like GCS has a good team fight, except they need to stop fighting in the Anivia ult, and that's where they're making their big mistake, is fighting inside that. They get walled off, they get walled in, and they get so much damage. At the end of the game, Pyranthos, I guarantee, is going to have the most damage in the game, but Jujavon gets hit by those rockets. Oof.
I'm not gonna do too much though.
Yeah.
Looks like Bendibo is gonna get the first turret of the game for Glorious Capital of Skype, so that's good for them. Knock down a little bit of that standing gold.
Yeah, and Nath is also bot lane. The Elastic Slingshot getting channeled, not going to go through. The mid lane turret looking really low, does get taken out. The bot lane turret, Nath is going to try and get it, but not sure if Ari does enough damage to turrets to be able to grab it. But Javon looking like he's the target of Ship, but not really going to get it. Nath is potentially going to get it on this wave. No, he's not. Especially because SA Jungle is there to stop him. And does get the hit onto him. Not gonna get any sort of kill, but does relieve some of the pressure.
And Noxian Dream is coming down here, and Red side has no wards in this river, so Nath may be a dead cat girl.
Yeah, Noxian Dream. Actually, Nath is just gonna ult away through the river. That was a good meme. Good job, Nath.
After her ulting opposite directions.
Oh,
here.
Infinite Duress going under Javon. Javon getting so much damage, but Ship gonna get taken out. Hollow gonna dash in though. Hollow is flashing behind. Jujavon gonna get almost taken out. It does go down to Hollow. Jujavon gets taken out, but the guys see the next target. Hollow does have Ignite on him, so he does need to be careful. The headbutt going in, the ult coming in, or not the ult, sorry, the passive, but the Hollow grabbing another kill for himself. Does go back with a sliver of HP, 4-1 now on this Kaisa.
I actually thought that Angry Cow was gonna kill Hollow.
I thought so too.
And I was getting ready to laugh because I felt really bad, but that's happened so many times to me where the angry enemy melee support is smacking on your face and you just die.
Yep.
So.
You gotta respect the base damages coming out of the champions, girl. So anyway, the recall animation coming out from the Ari there, pretty good, pretty good. And but we have a nice stall in the mid lane at this point. Dragon is live, and that is a pretty important dragon in that Mountain Drake, especially considering that's going to be damage to neutral objectives, and the Anivia already does quite a bit of damage. And so getting even more is just going to propel their neutral objective game. They need to do that pretty quickly, though, considering GCS is rotating around that area. And so I'm not sure they can quite do it at this point, considering Ship is in the area and can land that smite. There isn't a suppress on the side of WBA to stop him from using smite. That is the only thing that can stop a smite is a suppress. Everything else can't stop it.
The more you know.
Riot changed that quite a ways back because they thought it was unfair that teams were CCing the junglers when they went into smite steal, and so they changed it so that only suppresses stop smite now.
So, Nath picking up that turret on the bot side actually ends up equalizing the overall team gold, so, you know, theoretically it's an equal game right now. Theoretically. I will say, in terms of the vision game, it definitely looks like Warwick's Bizzare Adventure has way more surrounding this dragon. Like you said, it is a pretty important objective, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for it here now that they saw Nath recall.
Yeah, and Ship recall too. Cardonos is the only one left. Now they just need to turn directly onto this and grab it. They know that they bagged. They saw it. They need to start DPSing that dragon because they know that Ship isn't there.
I want that scuttle crab, man.
They aren't doing it. They just wanted the scuttle crab, I guess. Poor Rift Scuttle. Didn't know what hit it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Quite literally.
Nice charm landing on a Gaiti. A little bit of return damage. Nath is kind of doing a lot of damage in this game. That is something to consider. Is that in the mid and late game, Ari does really well getting onto the carries, doing damage to them. But oh boy. A lot of that damage. Noxian Dream does so much damage with that Soul Furnace. He shows his prowess on that. Noxian Dream, playing a Noxian champion, living the dream. And so, I'm trying to get some damage on the Bendy Bow, but not quite getting a kill.
Yeah, and we are just kind of in a lull in the game right now. And as I say that...
As you say that, the Elastic Slingshot coming in, not going to get anything because Nath ults away. I think that was an ult anyway. Bendy Bow gonna get damage in return. Oh boy, lots of direct-to-camera stuff going on here.
Yeah. And it looks like that getting the ult of that Ari is gonna be what they need to turn onto this dragon. So Warwick's Bizzare Adventure will be 3-0 in terms of these dragons. I don't really know if they've had any. Like, I don't really know if there's been any contention for them or if it's just been the blue side taking them.
Yeah, the engage on a Cardonos doesn't really amount to anything. But yeah, the 3 different types of dragons are going to be really interesting. They do have an Infernal, a Cloud, and a Mountain, so they have a little bit of everything. The only thing that would make it any better was if the next Drake was an Ocean Drake.
Alas, it is an Infernal.
Yep,
So.
only a Infernal.
Oh, Cardonos.
Cardonos on the wrong side does get taken out though by Paranthos. Just getting walled off. Didn't have a disengage for himself, so hard on him at that point.
Definitely.
Oof. Ooh, nice Sesame Smash. Nath gonna go down from Javon. Elastic Slingshot coming in. You're gonna try and grab Hollow up. Hollow getting ulted back in. Hollow gets half HP. The Stretching Strike does hit up Hollow, but not quite sure. Does not get the kill, but Noxian Dream goes down there. I'm not sure how that happened, but oh boy.
So I was definitely, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit skeptical of Noxian Dream finishing that teleport, especially since Glorious Capital Skype was just walking away. You know.
Oh, the re-engage of Javon Cardona's gonna go in, sorry. Cardona's getting really low though, quarter HP. And so we see there that they get the kill on the Javon and the kill on the SA Jungle with the return kill. And Gaitzi going down as well. An overstay coming out, not quite getting what they want out of that.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that happened because the turret I feel like went down pretty quick. And then it
Yeah,
was just, oh, was it the respawns from the side of GCS?
I think so, and then it was Cardonos getting a really good re-engage, but Baron being turned on, Hollow is doing a lot of damage to it, and there's gonna be no way that Parentos can contest this. Not even if Noxine Dream was there, but Noxine Dream has to be bought to take care of that wave, so good Baron pickup by them.
And that last fight was actually Darius picking up his first 2 kills of the game, so
Ooh.
he's gonna have some much needed gold right now. Ended up picking up that Randuin's, which, you know, doesn't do damage, but I guess you don't really need more damage when you have an Ahri and a pretty fat AD carry.
Yep. Hollow.
5-1 on 6 on Hollow.
Yeah, Hollow is really fed in this game. He is the linchpin in this game. Nath is doing a lot of damage, but he isn't having as big of an impact as Hollow is. So we'll have to see how they play around that because they need to understand their strengths, and they do have the Baron buff, so they are going to grab that mid tower, get them a little bit ahead in gold. But that's going to be about all that happens. But one thing that Anivia doesn't do very well on is clearing out Baron empowered minions. It does take her quite a bit more resources to clear them out, but she has blue buff, so it doesn't really matter at this point.
She has blue buff, she has her Seraphs, she's good. Cardonos did just upgrade his Aegis of the Legion into a Locket of the Iron Solari, not the Banner of Command. I do definitely like that choice just because Pyranthos is putting out a lot of burst, Javon is putting out a lot of burst. So, you know, even though they're ahead now, it was kind of off of a misplay from the side of WBA, so I appreciate that, that choice of the more defensive item.
Yep, that is pretty rough. So we'll have to see how they play it out. This Baron buff being used to push down a lot of lanes. I will point out though that Nath is gonna have a hard time killing pretty much anyone other than Jujavon, and Jujavon even has that Blade Collar to help, or the Blade Storm, Blade, yeah, whatever. Lots of big old thing. That
Featherstorm.
There we go, Featherstorm. That's thank you. To help him escape too. So really, Nath is just not having a good impact on this game because he just can't assassinate anyone. So the hard part of this game is that Cardonos is now getting hit up by Jujavon putting a lot of damage out onto him, and the red buff does hurt him too. So, oh boy, Cardonos having a hard time at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Like you were saying, Nath isn't able to blow anybody up. Who's Cardonos supposed to go knock up and cause trouble with? Looking at these summoner spells, I find it pretty funny that they put the 2 people without teleport in the top lane right now, because Pyranthos and Bendibo do have teleport, so you could stick them up in the top lane, but instead we have Nath and Noxine Dream.
Yep.
Having a good time up here. Pyranthos is wandering up though. Not sure. No, she's gonna walk away.
Yeah. At this point, Nath is seeing the low health of Noxine Dream and probably getting tempted with going hard on him, but doesn't realize that Noxine Dream does have that abyssal, adaptive helm, so it's gonna be hard to kill him. So, boy, oh boy, the nice wall coming out forces Nath to get out of there. Burns that ult for it too, so hard on him.
Yeah, definitely not a super long cooldown, only about 60 seconds. So
Inferno Drake is up though,
really
and GCS is in position to contest it or take it themselves. So SA Jungle is kind of looking for a steal at this point. I'm not sure if a steal is going to happen considering they're not quite going on it just yet. Bendiabo is going to hit up the wards, which is going to be really important.
Noxine Dream did go back top lane while Nath decided that he was going to walk down here. Of course, he does have teleport, so it's not going to be the build, but it will be a couple of seconds of a 4v5 if a fight does break out.
At this point, I think that GCS just needs to pull the trigger. They are not really in a good gold lead, but they can't just sit here and... Oh, there they go. Cardono's going in. Ship going in as well. The suppress coming in. Pranthus going down. Good target hit there, but Javon going really low too. But Pranthus didn't get taken down. He's still in egg form. Cardono's going to try and re-engage on him, but Geit's going to go low too. But Javon did get taken out, but Cardono's not quite getting killed. Ooh, the nice rocket. Halo going hard for the kill. And oh boy, gonna get the kill onto the jungler, but the top turret going down. They really have to get this turret. Geitsy's gonna do so much damage to Hollow, but Hollow gonna return it. He does get the kill. The ignite burned onto Hollow. Hollow not gonna go down to this, but the Infernal Drake picked up in return. This is still so even. That was a fight in favor of GCS, but that was a 4v5, which is probably pretty tough to deal with, considering if Noxian Dream had been there, I think that would have been a one fight for WBA there.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I cannot believe they didn't kill Pyranthos though.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty frustrating to watch because they popped the passive. That was a really good engage. Cardono's like pretty sure he flash ulted onto that Anivia, so he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then they just all flashed onto Javon, and Anivia was just standing there.
I think they forgot that egg was a thing, and or they didn't realize that it was up or something, and so they realized that he was still alive a little bit too late.
Yeah, Cardonos realized at the last second. I saw that like panic jump onto him, but it was too late.
Yep.
Hollow is definitely doing a lot of work now, finally ahead of you, Javon. She is 8-1, so that's kind of a scary Kai'Sa.
Yeah, that Kai'Sa is terrifying at this point. He did decide to go for the sort of in-between build, except for the Gwynzeus is almost always a good pickup for Kai'Sa, just because she does an absolutely bonkers amount of damage with it. But the rest of the build is a little odd to me. Ooh, Nath getting a lot of damage of it. Pranthus in the zone is going to get taken out by Nath. The the Feather Caller going to go in and get taken out. Javon going down to the ship, and Godlike is Hollow, grabbing the kill on the Geitsy. The 3 for 0 in the mid lane. Cardono's the only one relatively low after that fight.
Yeah, I feel like they thought that fight was gonna go a lot better, but it felt like Noxian Dream was close and S8 Jungle was close, and they just never finished that collapse.
Yeah, and Cardono's going to go in as well, but the steal coming in does get the kill on the Cardonos, but Nath going to get taken out potentially here. He's so low, but Noxian Dream not able to get the kill. Ship is likely going to be the target of Noxian Dream at this point. Ship doesn't quite go down. Noxian Dream going down. That was an ace. They're just waiting for the minion wave to get here now to try and take this inhib. And they looks like they're not going to go for it, though.
Definitely crazy to think how fast this game turned around, though, because as we saw, it was equal until probably like 2-3 minutes ago. I would even say that after that dragon fight, it was still pretty equal, since that was a 4v5. But I think this was the first time we've seen GCS win a fight that it felt like they maybe shouldn't have.
Yeah, the GCS is showing that they have a better team fight potential, and they show that they have better coordination in this game here. Maybe WBA just needs to work on that. They need to play more as a team. They need to practice more. They need to communicate, and they need to understand that they aren't always going to win. And so the point I'm trying to make here is that teamwork is what makes 5v5s work. And I feel like
teamwork makes the dream work.
Exactly, and I feel like GCS have played together quite a bit. And so it's really showing in this game where they're going to try and grab this Baron out, and they just melt it with the Kai'Sa. So the build that he's gone out here is kind of like the mixed crit slash on-hit build. But Cardono's going to go in. The last switch going to take him over the wall. Getting so much damage on Cardonos, but Cardono's able to just dash out. Nath on the side might try and engage, but he did try and do that, but it didn't quite go the way he wanted to.
Yeah, and I'm a bit confused that Warwick's Bizzare Adventure did not make the choice to at least try and maybe contest that. I felt like they could have tried a little harder.
Ooh, but the engage coming out. Parantha's going to be the target. Going to get hit in. Gets taken down into egg form. They finally get him this time. Legendary is Hollow. The ult coming in, though. Nice job under the tower. Actually, you're going to get hit on the ship. And ship going down. Oh my god, so many return kills. Javon getting a kill. Bendibo on a killing spree. This Darius is going ham. Bendibo going to get a lot of damage. Triple kill. Hollow going off. A trade kills going on to Ship and Cardonos, but all the carries of GCS live, and that's going to likely be the base going down. There is 30-second death timers, and Hollow is the one alive, so they might try and push for the end here.
Yeah, they have their tank.
Yep, they have a tank. They have Hollow there to do damage, and that is going to be a 2-0 for GCS there, taking this best of 2 series to a 2-0, and that is going to be game.
So that last team fight was really gorgeous because Ship literally just sat inside that bush until Noxie and Dream took half a step back and Pyranthos took half a step forward, and he just pulled that trigger and Pyranthos was gone. They didn't forget about the egg this time. I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, though, I'm very surprised about how quickly it turned, though. I was thinking it was going to be a lot more even, like you said, because it was pretty much even for at least 30 minutes, so...
Yeah, that was good. Well played there by Glorious Capital Skype, taking the 2-0 over Warwick's Bizzare Adventure. But if you guys like that and you want more, we do have show matches every single week. So follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, join our Discord. That's kind of the hub of where everything goes on. You'll get pinged every single week. I make the announcements, so get ready for that. And if you like either me or Companion, we do have Twitters. I am at PenguinGod __ and she is Companion to be. And other than that, you have any closing thoughts, Comp?
I think it really just boils down to what you said. It felt like Glorious Capital of Skype was a lot more used to one another, and they were a lot more in tune. They were thinking the same things, or maybe they were just communicating that better, you know? Might not be that mental link like I just said, but yeah, I think Warwick's Bizzare Adventure definitely had a better chance of winning that second game, and it just came down to the smallest things. So I would definitely like to see a rematch in the future.
Yep, what I feel like if Warwick's Bizzare Adventure work on their issues, it could be really close and a really good series to watch. But with that, that's going to end it for us this weekend. We do not have another match later, and so we're going to throw over some music for a little bit while we end this stream. But everyone have a good night and have a good day.